Hey guys, Oran here from Apex Music, back with another video. Today we're going to get to know me and Graham a little bit better. We kind of realised that some of you may not know too much about me and him, what we get up to in our spare time, how we get into music, etc, etc. These videos will hopefully let you know. If you're watching on Facebook, these will be split into two parts, a video about me and a video about Graham. If you're watching on YouTube, enjoy the whole video. Before we get started, if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not, like the video if you enjoy it, obviously watch it beforehand, and check out our other social medias. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we're on Twitch, where we do a lot of cool streams. Check us out. Let's get stuck in, guys. Good luck. Hi, my name is Oran. I'm from Cookstown, County Tyrone. So going to chat a little bit about me and how I end up getting into music and basically how Apex came about. I started getting into music probably when I was about 13, around about that. Started getting into some heavier bands like Metallica, Megadeth. After that I just sort of became obsessed with music, and I started playing bass guitar when I was 14. I was more or less forced into it by a friend at the time. He needed a bass player for his band and he just said, "You're going to play bass for my band, go and buy a bass." So I went and decided to look about a bass and chose my first bass out of a music shop called Danny Otterson's in Mahara, and then my mum and dad bought it for me for Christmas. So after that I played in bands for a good few years, and I was mainly focused on becoming a musician. Within those bands I sort of got a bit focused on recording with them. We had access to multi-track recording gear and someone obviously had to know how to use it, so I took it upon myself to learn how to use this. I got really into the recording side of things, dabbled a little bit in live sound, etc. Then decided that I would go on and look about doing a course. I was then accepted into the level 3 BTEC for music technology in Southern Regional College. I did that for 2 years, and during my time there, that's where I met Graham. I think it was actually the first day that I went, my girlfriend Rebecca took me down and I met Graham there, and he looked very familiar, and I didn't know where, but I just had a vivid memory of seeing his face somewhere. So I literally went up to him and I had this memory in my head that he was a drummer for some reason. So I went up and asked him if he played drums, and he said, "Yes, I do." And then we found out where our connection was, and that we knew a few of the same people. So we got chatting and stuff about that, and I then was telling him that I was starting a band with a few friends. At this stage I hadn't been in the band for maybe about a year. I was maybe around about 16, I was about 17 at this stage, and I said to him we were looking to start a band and we need a guitar player. And this guy had been talking to me all day about him being a drummer, and then he goes, "Oh, I play guitar too." And the first thing that popped into my head was, right, a drummer that's been talking about drums all day is now saying he's a guitar player. He's maybe not that good. So I said, "Okay, fine, yeah." So I said, "Here's a few tunes to learn. Come to Cookstown, meet up with us, and we'll audition you," basically. So he came along, and of course the audition went fantastic, and he blew us out of the water, and he was a phenomenal guitar player, and turned out he was also a phenomenal drummer, and now he's also a phenomenal singer. We started a band called Serpent. We played in that band for a long time, learned so much, but while that was happening we were also in college, and we maybe stayed in that band for about 3-4 years, and that sort of finished up my time at college. But while I was in college I was getting really into recording, etc. For about 2 years I was really into recording and live sound, stuff like that, and I was throwing myself at it while playing in the band, and it was great. It was fantastic, loved it. And then it was whenever I moved on to do my higher national diploma in music, my first year, but halfway through it I started getting more into the guitar tech world, and I was then thinking about taking that on as a career. And towards the end of that, about 4 years in college, towards the end of those 4 years, I decided that I was going to work on starting a business making guitar pickups. That business then was going to be then known as Apex Pickups. That's where the name Apex came from. After that, the band kind of fizzled out and stuff. We still played for about a year or so after that, and a few things happened and we just sort of went our own separate ways. I finished up the higher national diploma. So after I left college, I ventured into the business world and decided to open this business called Apex Pickups. I put a lot of work into it, and it was the beginning of the business. I slowly began to realize that this wasn't a business that I could sustain to the levels that I wanted to do it at. So the business kind of moved more towards the guitar tech, guitar repairs, instrument repairs. I then got the opportunity to open a recording studio with a good friend. Now, we originally opened it just for a bit of fun, and then we decided to turn it into an actual business. Me and the other guy, we decided to go our separate ways. He went off to do his own thing and is having a great time doing what he's doing, and I took over the studio by myself. As you can imagine, running the studio as well as instrument repairs and life going on in the background, things were a little bit crazy. At this stage, I decided to get in touch with Graham again. It's not that we weren't in touch, we were obviously still talking, we were still really, really good friends, but he was off doing his own thing and I was off doing my own thing. But he actually had mentioned to me that he had to do some placement to finish off what was a master's degree in arts management. I wanted to help him out with that, and we got in touch again, and that sort of ended up becoming something a bit more. Then I asked Graham to obviously get involved with the business a little bit more hands-on, and that's how Graham got involved. During all this, I had now got a partner within the studio. I had been running the workshop, and what ended up happening was, because I didn't have enough on my plate, I decided to actually open a repair workshop actually take on a premises that wasn't in my house in Cookstown, and that was along with a good friend, Stefan. He was running a music shop and there was a space left that I could take over for a workshop. As that happened, we decided to open a small music school as well. So as it sort of sits at the moment, I run the instrument workshop. I co-run the studio with Graham. I also co-run the music school with Stefan, and during the weekends I do sound for bands like Graham's band Chasing Hooley. So over the years, as you can imagine, a lot has happened, a lot has been going on, and to be honest, there's been a lot of ups and downs, but I wouldn't change it for the world. It's been a fantastic learning experience and I've loved every minute of it, and everything is just going to keep going up from here for us, hopefully. Graham is a fantastic addition to everything that's going on, and I just love working with him. We work really well, and hopefully we'll be working together for a long time.
Hi, Graham here from Apex Music Co. with my microphone duct taped to my microphone stand. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about how I joined Apex, how I met Oran, and my own background in music. So it all kicked off whenever I seen Scooter Rock in the cinema when I was like 9 or 10. It was that final scene where they're in the Battle of the Bands and they're playing to this huge crowd and everybody's screaming their name, and I just looked at that and was like, I want that. I want that. I want to be a rock star. That didn't really work out that way. I picked up a guitar and promptly put it back down again about a week later, or about a month later. It just wasn't working out. I didn't know what I was doing, and it wasn't until about a year later when I got a guitar teacher and it was like a fire was lit under me. I would not put that thing down. I started learning drums as well when I was at secondary school, and once again, just practice, hours every day. And it wasn't until I got to GCSE year that I realised it was something I could probably do for a career, like music in general, not even just playing. The whole thing just opened up for me. I couldn't do A-levels because there was only 3 of us in our GCSE class, and there would only be me going to do A-level music. So my history teacher, who played guitar at the time, he suggested I go to college, or go to tech, to do music technology. So off I went to Southern Regional College in Armagh, and that's where I met Oran. I don't exactly remember how I met Oran for the first time, but I remember we both had a really dark sense of humour, still do. And he said he was going to start a band, but they just needed a guitar player. And I was like, yeah, here we go, awesome. I need a band, you need a guitar player, I play guitar, sweet, let's go. He quite rightfully looked at me like I was insane, because they were a metal band, and I was a blues player at the time. Like, I was listening to Joe Bonamassa and Gary Moore and Eric Johnson and Andy Timmons and stuff like that. So to say that it was a bit mismatched would be accurate. But I went home, I learned the songs they asked me to, and I took a crash course in metal over the course of about a week. And we ended up forming a band called Serpent that was going for like a fair few years, and I think we can both say that we learned a lot from doing that. Our second and last EP that we recorded actually was done in what is now the studio, but it looked totally different at the time. It was a proper jerry-rig job. 3 days of blood, sweat and tears, and a lot of making it up as we went along, and we got a pretty decent EP out of it. After that, me and Oran kind of went our separate ways. I went to university to study sonic engineering, and he stayed on at Tech and eventually went on to form Apex Music Co. I learned a lot at university, but it was nothing that I really wanted to pursue or thought I could pursue as a career. I still love doing sound design and stuff, but it was never something I thought I could make into a viable career. During that time as well, I developed a lot professionally in my own career as well. Like, I started doing more and more gigs and with more and more people and joining bands, and I went to America to teach drums for a while, and that was awesome. I learned a lot there. I came back, I joined an awesome lovely band called Chase and Hooley, who you can look up on Facebook if you want. And then I went on to do arts management, and that's when I got in touch with Oran again. We'd been in touch on and off throughout that time, but we'd never really worked together for anything significant. And I got in touch to ask could I do work experience at the studio for arts management, you know, just hanging, like dealing with social media and stuff like that. And he said yeah, and the rest, as some people say, is history. It turns out we work really well together. We'd always got on really well, but we work really well together as well in a professional setting, and we'll just keep going from strength to strength. That's a little rundown of the history of how I met Oran, how I joined Apex, and my own kind of thing. Right, so we have to get a little personal.
Okay, so going to answer a few interesting personal questions.
Favorite podcast is either Mad Notions. It's these 2 dudes from Ireland, and they talk about cool events from music history and about all the gigging that they do at the weekend and the various things they encounter while they're doing that. And they're both hilarious and naturally charismatic, and it's a banger podcast. You should go listen to it if that sounds good to you. And also Last Podcast on the Left, which is loads of cool serial killery, occult, kind of alien, anything supernatural. It's awesome. You should go check that out as well. Favorite movie is I'm gonna go for The Shining, because I can just watch it over and over and over again, and I'll never ever get sick of it.
I don't really listen to podcasts. I would probably jump out a window before I had to choose my favorite movie. Favorite song, album, I love Evil. Evil's album, Five Serpent's Teeth. I'm a lonely metalhead at heart, so yeah, I love Evil. Check them out.
What did I want to be whenever I was growing up? A rock star.
Whenever I was a kid, I wanted to be a rock star from about the age of 9, 10. Whenever any sort of music was introduced into my life, I just wanted to be some sort of musician, rock star, something along the lines of that. And I think it was even from the early age of listening to the likes of Eminem and stuff like that.
What is one thing about me that no one knows and I haven't told anyone else before? I'm convinced that if I wanted to, I could be an expert at parkour and free running, but I just haven't done it yet. So we'll never know, I suppose, will we?
So I'm really into photography recently. I've been taking a lot of photos. As well as that, I've got really into running recently as well. Maybe I don't love it, but it's something I'm quite interested in and hoping to keep doing. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, getting to know me and Graham a little bit better. Hopefully if you're enjoying these videos, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you could like the video, whatever platform you're watching it on. If you're enjoying these videos, let us know what kind of content you want, because we're here to please you. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.